a ingresar usted al terreno de mineral de oro?
Sí.
Tus sueños cumplirás. Sobre los metales andará tu ser. Sobre las esmeraldas, el oro y la plata pisarás. Has sido perseguido por muchos enemigos, pero hoy quedarás a salvo de todo. En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén.
I'm actually Cain, former pro footballer, turned influencer and extreme ultra athlete. Life's good now, but where I grew up, I could have easily turned to a life of crime. If you're raised in some of the world's toughest neighborhoods, what lengths will people go to in order to survive?
Você tem que entrar sabendo que essa vida tá pra matar e pra morrer.
To find out, I'm traveling to some of the planet's most hostile places.
What the f is going on?
To meet those who have chosen a life of extreme criminality. No judgment, no agenda.
You really want to kill someone? We build them up.
To do that, I'm gonna have to win their trust and get deep into their world. I may not condone what they do to get by,
10, 20, 50.
but by walking in their shoes, can I at least understand them? Colombia is a rising star on the tourist map, with record numbers of visitors arriving for its stunning beauty and rich culture. It's a country once synonymous with ruthless drug cartels at war with the government over the production and trade of cocaine. I've always associated Colombia with cocaine, but now there is a different crime eclipsing the drug trade: gold. This modern-day gold rush is fueling violence, destroying ecosystems, and leaving a trail of human suffering in its wake. I need to get inside the world of illegal gold mining to find out why it's booming and what the government is doing about it. I want to meet the organised crime groups who control this illicit trade to find out how they operate. And I want to uncover how it's transforming the landscapes and, crucially, the lives of the young men getting caught up in it. To truly understand Colombia's criminal landscape, I have to unpack the past. So I've come to Medellin, once known as the murder capital of the world. In the 1980s, the notorious king of cocaine, Pablo Escobar, ran his violent drug cartel from the city. It's reported Escobar murdered some 4,000 people before he too was killed, dying in a hail of bullets fired by Colombian special forces on a Medellin rooftop. Today, the city is trying hard to shake off its association with the drug lord. But high up on its eastern slopes is Barrio Pablo Escobar, a neighborhood named after the narco-terrorist. It's here where he built hundreds of homes for the poor.
Many of them, my father built just like the first floor, and then they added more floors.
Wow. I'm meeting up with Sebastian. He's the perfect person to give me some insight into Colombia's most notorious son, because he is Pablo Escobar's son.
Not every day in your life you expect to have a neighborhood named under your father's legacy and memories and design. Here you can breathe peace.
Really?
It's a contradiction again, contradictions all the time.
Yeah. After Pablo Escobar's death in 1993, Sebastian's mother fled to Argentina with him and his sister. Today, he's an established architect and writer, reflecting that his father's legacy is a reminder of the importance of the choices we make in life. I mean, I've never ever been to an entire neighborhood before that looks like it could be a museum dedicated to one man.
my father. He was a very extreme guy. He loves you, he will protect you, he will die for you. But if you do something against him, he will kill you. But at the same time, I learned from him about the joy of giving, about the joy of sharing, about the joy of helping others. And I remember that he took me to a lot of very poor places in Colombia, and he made me so aware of the consequences of the poverty. And my father never forgot where he came from. I'm not trying to defend him. I don't feel proud about my father's actions, and I wasn't proud of my father's violence at all. It's hard for me because I think there is a very thin line between being grateful and glorifying a criminal like my father.
The murder rate in Colombia has nearly halved since the days of Pablo Escobar in the 1990s, but recently, violent crime is on the rise again. Why is criminality still growing, and not just the drug trade, but illegal gold mining? Why are so many young men going into it?
Man, for me, it's because there's a lack of food. People has no options, no jobs, no opportunities. There's a lot of poverty in Colombia. It's spreading all over the country, and they only find like a couple of options to continue surviving. And they are all related with illicit activities, unfortunately. This is why illegal gold mining appears as an opportunity for them. You know, gold is there in our soil, but at the same time, if you ask for the permits, the government won't give you any permits. So, and they are starving, man. They need to find a way to survive.
1 in 4 young Colombians under the age of 24 are unemployed due to a severe lack of skills and education. With government spending on education much lower than neighbouring Latin American countries, it would seem that illegal gold mining is offering a chance to make a living for many of them who see nowhere else to go. Where would you say is the best place for me to go, Sebastian, so I can meet the people and try and unpack this for myself?
Well, you should go out and see El Bagre. It's a known place with a lot of stories about illegal gold mining. I think you should go there. I don't know if you're gonna like it, but you're gonna find the truth there.
Yeah. I want to visit one of these illegal gold mines and meet some of the young men from all over Colombia who've left their homes to work in them.
Hola. I'm not gonna lie, this feels similar to the planes that I jump out of when I'm parachuting. And if I'm honest, I feel a lot safer if I had a parachute on me as well.
So following Sebastian's advice, I'm taking a 30-minute flight north into the Antioquia region to a town that's become the epicenter of illegal gold mining, El Bagre.
Mad. Oh, see the mines as well.
I'm getting my first glimpse into the underworld I'm about to head down into. The natural landscape is being transformed by hundreds of pockmarked gold mines surrounding El Bagre.
Yo, look at this one, look at this. Look at that. Touchdown.
In the past 4 years, illegal mining in this region has surged by 339%. Gold fuels up to 90% of the town's economy.
Hola, Jose.
Hello man, how are you?
Nice to meet you, man.
So welcome to El Bagre.
I'm meeting Jose, a journalist, to get a better understanding about how the illegal gold trade has turned a sleepy backwater into a boom town. I'm really curious about this place. Now, why is this the epicenter of illegal gold mining? And when did it start?
El Bagre has always been a town of gold mining.
Yeah.
Like for over 100 years people have been mining here.
Yeah.
In 2011, the price of gold came from $20 an ounce to almost $2,000 an ounce.
Oh, wow.
Kind of overnight.
Yeah.
So yeah, everyone wanted to get into gold. Everyone wanted a piece of it.
Yeah.
El Bagre used to have about 5,000 people.
Yeah.
And now you have 30,000 people living in El Bar. But I think it has also brought a lot of violence and a lot of dodgy people and so many disputes the civilians are in the middle of. You have every kind of armed group in Colombia in these regions, and they always fight to get the bigger piece of the pie for gold and cocaine. But now the gold economy has become even more lucrative than the drug trade.
Colombia has long been plagued by violent paramilitary groups, guerrilla movements and cartels, all battling for control of illicit activities. Today, the largest and most powerful armed group is Clan del Golfo.
Okay. ¿Vas a hacer que te lo mate o qué?
They've seized control of the drug trade through vicious brutality and now have a stranglehold on gold.
Last year, more than 2,000 people were murdered in the department of Antioquia. So a lot of people are being victims of violence related to mining and drug trade.
Clan del Golfo exert their control over illegal gold mines through violence and extortion, and they've created a culture of fear across this region. Jose's arranged for me to visit an illegal mine tomorrow. But with danger lurking everywhere here, he's advised me to follow local tradition.
Buenas, don José, ¿cómo está?
Muy bien, bien llegados aquí a mi humilde maloja. Mira que asienta ahí.
Don Jose is a local spiritual doctor. His back alley business is booming due to the many miners that come through his door seeking a protection ritual.
¿A ingresar usted al terreno de mineral de oro?
Sí.
Tus sueños cumplirás. Sobre los metales andará tu ser. Sobre las esmeraldas, el oro y la plata pisarás.
Colombia is rich with its own indigenous shamanic traditions. This ritual blends them with Afro-Caribbean spiritual beliefs and Catholicism. Don Jose is looking for omens to work out if they're good or bad from interpreting the cigar smoke.
Has sido perseguido por muchos enemigos, pero hoy quedarás a salvo de todo.
The protective ceremony also requires him spitting a strong-smelling alcohol all over me.
Así llegará el dinero en tus manos. Como ves, aquí. Dios te lo promete, no yo. Yo soy hombre y me equivoco, pero Dios no se equivoca. En el nombre del Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Amén.
I'm grateful to have had a few curses lifted from my haters, but I'm also wondering what kind of place I'm heading to where you need protection from a witch doctor before you get there. I'm heading out of Albagre because an illegal mine owner has agreed to let me visit, but the approval has really been granted by the armed group, Clan del Golfo, who control everything that goes on here. I've had a feeling all morning that we're being watched. Before we even make it out of town, the armed group makes their presence known from the shadows. And our vehicle is brought to a stop. As we were on the way to the mine, our local fix got a call from one of the local armed groups who has requested that we stop with the windows down for 5 minutes so they could check up on us, see what we're doing, and basically keep an eye on us at all times. Absolute madness, but that's how they must run things around here. It feels eerie that we're sitting here with the windows down, exposed to armed criminals observing us, but I can't figure out who they are or where they're watching us from. Suspense. A few minutes later, their inspection is complete and we're given the all clear. I'm finally on my way to an illegal gold mine. I want to know what drew owner Mauricio into this booming trade and what it takes to run it.
Buenos días, Mauricio. ¿Cómo estás? Bien, bien. Bienvenido aquí a esta zona minera.
It's 8 a.m. already hitting 30 degrees and the conditions are brutal. Thank you for having me here today. How the hell did you attain an illegal gold mine?
Hay una fiebre de oro en estos momentos muy elevada en toda Colombia. Por ahí desde 15 años ya yo quería tener mi propia mina y empecé con un motobomba pequeño. Hoy en día ha mejorado mucho la minería y cualquier persona ya en estos momentos está con capacidad para conseguir una maquinaria pesada. La minería de por sí es muy buena, alcanza para todos, como dicen por ahí. Si quisieras tener tu propia mina, aquí en Colombia es muy fácil. Por aquí en estas regiones, cualquier parte hay oro. Cualquiera puede venir y montar una mina aquí.
But to set up a legit mine is much harder. First, you need costly government permits and licenses that few can afford. Then you need to meet strict laws on protecting the environment and workers' rights.
Can you tell me what the main difference is between legal and illegal gold mining?
Somos iguales, hacemos el mismo trabajo. La diferencia entre una mina ilegal y otra es que tienen seguro, todas las prestaciones sociales que brinda el Estado y tienen su sueldo. La diferencia es que por porcentaje ganan más las personas, nosotros pagamos 2-3 veces más.
The miners can earn up to £200 for just a few days' work. With the average salary in Antioquia being around £250 per month, it's no wonder so many are joining the gold rush. Unlicensed mine owners are benefiting too. While legit companies pay tax of up to 32% to the government, these guys don't. But they still have to pay a more sinister tax, and it's Clan del Golfo who come to collect.
En Colombia todo el mundo tiene que colaborar. Una banda delincuencial o cualquier banda organizada, pues lamentablemente en Colombia es así. Pero de que van a venir a molestar, a matar o no, para nada.
Okay. From what I've heard so far about how these criminal groups operate, this doesn't seem accurate. I can sense this isn't something Mauricio wants to get into, so I ask him for a tour of the mine.
I mean, I want to see some of this land. I want to understand how this operation works. So can you show me around?
Claro que sí.
Yeah, well, let's go.
Gold is Colombia's third largest export after oil and coal. The main destination for nearly half of it is the USA. Most gold deposits in this region are concentrated alongside its rivers. The illegal miners excavate huge chunks of soil from the riverbeds, stripping the trees that line the banks, often causing irreversible devastation to the natural environment.
Se toma el agua de las pozas del río, se trae por mangueras hasta esta clasificadora. Esto es una clasificadora de materiales, de piedra, arena, grava, de lodo.
The classifier extracts and filters out the larger rocks and gravel and sends the sediment, where tiny particles of gold are more likely to be found, into deep pools below the machine. Mauricio introduces me to 27-year-old Juan, his right-hand operator.
Don's Cain, mi hermano. Mate, to work in this heat, it must be treacherous, it must be horrendous. Could I just start working on the mine now, with no experience at all?
Sí, es que aquí no se pide experiencia, no tiene necesidad de educación.
Let's see if I can hack it in, yeah?
¿Quieres
Go on.
lograrlo?
Yeah. Let's go.
Flipping of the time, man. Vertigo. I feel like he's saying it's just been up here.
That was not good for my vertigo. Having said that, once I started, I got quite addicted. The little bit of water helped as well with this extreme heat.
I'm joining miner Darwin, who's working about 20 feet below us.
Yo! Come on, going down. See?
His job is to keep the sediment flowing into a pipe, down to the next step in the gold extraction process. Down here you're battling a constant stream of muddy water, sand and silt in the sweltering heat, hoping that at least some of it contains those specks of gold. The conditions here are severe. Illegal gold mines are plagued by danger. Darwin's taken a much needed break. It's a chance for me to discover what led him here.
Yo he venido trabajando desde que ya tenía como por ahí mínimo 10 años. Tengo 26. Cuando ya cogí lo que fue el dinero, ya dejé los estudios a un lado Comenzó, o sea, sí mismo a trabajar y ayudar a mis padres y para que nos sacaran adelante a nosotros. Y nosotros trabajamos de las 4 de la mañana, salimos a las 7 de la noche. Trabajamos que a cada 6 días de la semana.
How much do you get paid for working 14 hours a day, 6 days a week?
Nos sale puesto a veces de 400, 500 y así.
So that's under £100 a week. It's a lot of work for that. A lot of work. And Darwin would obviously make more money if Candor Golfo weren't taxing the illegal mine and ultimately taking their cut of his wages.
Si las personas no pagan, pues más que todo lo que le ofrecen es la muerte. Yo tengo un niño, va a cumplir 5 años. A veces pienso que me va a pasar algo, pero siempre a veces me tengo que inventar algo.
Illegal miners like Darwin may get paid well compared to the average salary in Antioquia, but the work is tough, it's dangerous, and if the mines themselves don't kill you, the threat that the armed groups could is always in the back of your mind. You know what? I'm trying to take care of my family, but I don't have to risk my life every single day, and it's really sad to know that you do. I'm gonna let Darwin and the rest of the boys get back to it. I'll check back in on their progress in a few days. I'm really curious to see if they end up getting much gold out of this illegal mining operation. That's if they can stay in business. This is what happens when the Colombian National Army pays a visit to an illegal gold mine. The Colombian government has taken a firm stance against illegal mining, viewing it as a major threat to both national security and the environment. As a result, in 2016, the military formed the Illegal Mining Brigade to combat criminal mining operations. I'm with the Colombian Army's Infantry Battalion on their way to a training exercise. When the military conduct raids on illegal gold mines, they need to bring everything they've got and prepare for any scenario on the ground.
Colonel Amaya.
Buenos días.
Leading the training exercise is Colonel Amaya.
La minería ilegal se enfoca principalmente en hacer la destrucción de las máquinas. Sin máquinas, ellos no pueden hacer una explotación ilícita de minerales. Es importante saber que estas máquinas tienen un precio de aproximado, $150,000, $200,000 cada máquina.
But given how lucrative their cut of the gold profits are, the OCGs are prepared to defend their investments with deadly force.
Una de las herramientas que usan los grupos armados acá son las minas. Nosotros nos afectan mucho por minas, por eso es que siempre hay que verificar absolutamente todo y el perro es la herramienta más importante. A través de su olfato identifica si hay explosivos. Si encontramos explosivos, hacemos el procedimiento para destruirlo. Ya, esa es la señal.
Colombian military forces destroyed 23 illegal operations in 2023, denting OCG profits by an estimated $14 million. But despite these successes, the government are struggling to stop illegal mines from expanding. Accusations of widespread corruption being one reason they continue to flourish. In many countries around the world, just like this one, there's a lot of corruption on all levels. The armed groups, the government and police. Has there ever been any cases where there's corruption in the military too?
Puede suceder, sin embargo, por eso se toman muchas medidas de seguridad en el manejo de la información, mitigando que se presente algún acto de corrupción para que esto no se filtre en personas que sean favorecidas.
Colombia has always been extremely notorious for the narco trade, factions, and now illegal gold mining and everything that comes with it, all the danger, all the armed groups, all the deaths and the murders. Do you ever think that it's possible that you'll be able to extinguish that flame?
Las economías ilícitas es una amenaza no solamente de tipo local o doméstico, sino es una amenaza que se extiende de manera transnacional. Si nosotros hacemos un diagnóstico de dónde está el esfuerzo de operaciones contra minería ilegal y narcotráfico, vemos que son regiones cercanas a los límites con otros países. Por eso es una amenaza transnacional.
Which is the hardest problem to face? Is it combating illegal gold mining or is it combating the drug trade?
Ambas están custodiadas o están cuidadas por organizaciones criminales. Lo más importante es una inteligencia previa, porque la intención es sorprender a estos grupos armados ilegales y golpearlos contundentemente. Dentro de nuestra misión es afectar las economías ilícitas, los factores de inestabilidad que atentan contra la población civil y afectan la biodiversidad de las diferentes regiones de Colombia.
Blowing up machinery seems like a sticking plaster solution to a much wider problem, not just for young men, but also the natural environment. Mining in general causes ecological destruction and threatens Colombia's biodiversity. To understand how mining impacts the landscape, I'm meeting officials from Mineros Colombia, a legal mining company. Today, they're giving me a different perspective on the types of mining operations that take place around El Bagre. But illegal mining ignores state-imposed requirements and restrictions designed to minimize the impacts on the natural environment.
Oh man, from here is our operation, so you can see all the triggers on the left.
How do you guys operate differently to maintain all of this beauty?
We must preserve all the nature that we use. After they take the gold, we reforest all the soil. So this is part of the reforesting process that we do here in this company. Our company try to legalize those illegal miners, but they don't want to legalize.
What is the benefit for them to stay illegal?
Those people just want the money. Right now we have a lot of armed groups, so it's really difficult for the government to control.
So right below us now are illegal mines?
Yeah, those are illegal mines.
Colombia produces 20% legal and 80% illegal.
Wow. And I'm looking at the water, and a lot of the water is a strange green color. What is that?
The water with a different color is because the illegal people use chemicals for get the product. Almost of the time is mercury.
What are the effects of using mercury on the environment and people?
It's really dangerous for the people because they don't use protection for manipulate the mercury. Yeah. The problem is that if the mercury goes to the river, the people use the river every day. They take fish from the river, so that's a big problem for this region.
Mercury is a highly toxic metal, and its use in mines is banned in Colombia. Because gold particles chemically bind to mercury, it's an easy way to separate the precious metal from mud and sediment. Would you say that using mercury is like a shortcut?
Yeah, it's a shortcut for the legal people to get free gold.
Yeah. So basically, they're doing it as a shortcut, and they're not really bothered about the consequences that it could have on people.
They don't really care about the consequences.
Small-scale mining accounts for 37% of global mercury pollution, and based on the size of its population, Colombia is the world's worst offender. Is there a fear though, because there is so many illegal mines and there only seems to be getting more and more and more?
That's a really bad issue for us. It's hard to fight that illegal mining.
Gold is transforming the natural landscape with devastating impact through illegal mining. It's also reshaped towns like El Bagre, where new businesses are flourishing. The massive influx of predominantly young single men with pockets full of gold has created a thriving sex industry too. Brothels are legal in Colombia, and several now operate in the town. Andrea is a sex worker who relocated from Medellin to also cash in on the gold rush.
Los clientes que más habitan y pues vienen al establecimiento son los de las minas. Si no tuviéramos minerías, pues no tuviéramos clientes. Les gusta ir donde las nenas, pagan bien. Hay personas que vienen cuando les va muy bien en la draga y salen con oro, muchos salen con las bolas. A veces vienen, le pagan a uno con oro. O sea, para uno que le paguen con oro, uno sale más contento porque es más ganancia para uno y uno, porque el oro tiene más costo.
Has mining impacted this area in a completely good way?
Tiene sus pros y sus contras. A muchos peligrosos. Ese mercurio es algo fuerte para ellos y hay unos que sí se ven muy afectados. Hay unos que quedan tan afectados con eso que prácticamente si no se toman algo que les ayude no sirven. Muchos toman Viagra, muchos toman que esa otra pastillita. Mira, te muestro, pero no te las vayas a tomar. Yo tuve un cliente, trabajaba en minería y ese día salió, tomó y le dio por tomarse las pastillitas y él se murió. A él le dio un infarto fulminante. Él se murió debido a tomar eso, debido a estar tomando esas pastillas por estar metido trabajando con ese mercurio, porque los afecta en su vida eréctil.
Learning how mercury poison affects men's health is alarming. I want to hear a doctor's perspective on its link to erectile dysfunction and what other side effects it may have. Buenas, Freddy. ¿Cómo estás?
Bien.
I'm visiting one of the town's medical centers to discuss this with Dr. Freddy Longa.
Sí he encontrado que hay una asociación entre el manejo del mercurio y difusión eréctil. Es un metal que la OMS considera entre las 10 sustancias más peligrosas en salud pública. El mercurio es un metal que puede tener riesgo en el sistema neurológico, en el sistema defensivo de la persona, sistema digestivo, puede afectar la piel, puede causarle daño renal, daño respiratorio, o sea, puede causar una inmensa cantidad de problemas en la salud de las personas que tienen contacto con este metal.
I'm shocked at how deadly it is to work in these illegal mines. Not only is mercury destroying the environment, it's poisoning the miners that work there too. How many of your patients would you say are illegal gold miners? And out of those, how many would you say that are suffering from the negative impacts of gold mining with the mercury?
La mayoría de los pacientes que atiendo yo están relacionados con la minería. ¿Por qué? Porque este es un pueblo que depende prácticamente el 90% de la minería. Aquí el médico depende de la minería, el comerciante depende de la minería. Aquí todos dependemos de la minería prácticamente en el municipio del Bagre.
It's mad how pretty much everyone's business here is linked to gold. Not only the miners, but the sex workers, criminals, even the doctors. And shops buying and selling gold are literally on every corner. Buena, ¿cómo estás?
Buena, bien, ¿y tú?
Jaime is in the business of buying raw gold from the miners and exchanging it for cold, hard cash. I'm curious to learn how it all works and how illegal gold ends up on the open market alongside legally mined gold.
Al minero se le recibe el oro, se le pesa, se le quema, para uno mirarle la pureza, se le paga dependiendo de la pureza. ¿A cómo está pagando? A 1.300.000. Que en gramos sería 13.8 gramos.
How much money does that equate to?
Sería 3.905.000 el total.
This miners and refined gold looks more like dull yellow rocks. After Jaime melts it down, tests its purity and casts it into a familiar shape, it looks just like the precious metal you'd find in a high street jeweler's store.
Y ya aquí sale el lingote de oro.
Yeah, that's more like it. I can't believe how heavy it is. The gold miner has sold Jaime some high quality gold, so he'll receive the £750 price he was hoping for.
Siempre a la orden.
Jaime's brand new gold ingot will be sold on to dealers in Medellin before it's exported out of Colombia. Does any of that gold ever come to the UK? Could I end up buying a necklace from a piece of gold like that mined in Colombia?
Sí, creo que exportan a Inglaterra.
What percentage of gold produced here is from illegal mines compared to legal mines?
Aquí los que venden todos son de minas ilegales.
Wow, that's insane. Now, the gold that comes from Al Bagre, from an illegal mine, so at what point does the gold become legal?
Pero es que nosotros no estamos haciendo nada ilegal. Dicen que las minas son ilegales, pero nosotros aquí todo lo compramos legalmente. Desde aquí se legaliza el oro.
So you could say that when the gold comes from this side of the bar to this side of the bar, it becomes legal.
Sí, claro. Nosotros pagamos aquí IVA, impuestos, todo pagamos al Estado.
I've heard that, you know, the miners can be threatened a lot from armed groups. Do you have to pay tax to these armed groups? And are you ever under threat by them?
Con los grupos armados hay que saber convivir. Y sí, a uno le piden una vacuna que se le llama.
And what happens if you refuse to pay? Or maybe didn't have enough money to pay?
No, eso no prefiero responder. Prefiero hablar, no.
I understand. Like many in Al Bagre, Jaime doesn't want to discuss the tight grip Clan del Golfo has on this town. But through my contacts, I found someone willing to speak out. So I'm on the way to meet a young man who's been horrifically impacted by the extreme brutality that these armed groups inflict. For his safety, this meeting has been set up on his terms. We are protecting his identity and meeting at an undisclosed location many miles outside of Al Bagre in a bid to evade the ever-watchful Clan del Golfo. I've been given no details of who he is. All I know is that he's a witness and a survivor of an illegal gold mine massacre. I know you've got a really traumatic story. Can you explain to me what actually happened?
Llegaron unos grupos armados allá a la mina del Clan del Golfo. Querían saber quién era el financiero, quién era el patrón. El patrón no quería pagar más impuestos. Llegaron y nos formaron ahí a nuestros compañeros. Nos atenazaron con unas atenazas de un alicate. Entonces, tristemente uno gritaba. A un amigo mío le mocharon el brazo, lo atenazaron, le mocharon esto, le zamparon unos tiros.
How many people were killed in front of your eyes?
8 personas se fueron asesinadas. Yo era el último que estaba en la fila. Salí corriendo, llorando, gritando, porque si me buscaban, me mataban.
Can you tell me how much that's impacted your life still to this day?
Realmente me da miedo, la tristeza. A veces no quisiera ni vivir más.
Can I ask you what year this event happened and how old were you at the time when you seen this?
Eso comenzó en el 2009. Para que comencé por ahí. Realmente, como cuando comencé, la familia era pobre. Esa mina producía cosas que nosotros nos gustaba ver. Queríamos estar bien, pero no vale la pena porque si realmente pierden muchos seres queridos.
It's hard to hear, you know. At 15 years old in the UK, boys are still kids. I probably feel for you, man. Man, I just feel really sorry for that guy. There's part of me in there that just wanted to cry. I won't wish that life on anyone. It's the dangers that you have to face from mining, from the metals that you come across while mining, and for the dangers that you face from these armed groups trying to take everything away from you, even your life sometimes, just doesn't seem worth it for me. And I just really feel for that guy. Sad. But threats of violence and murder is sadly a daily reality for everyone living under the control of Clan del Golfo in this region. Ever since I arrived, I've been under the surveillance of the clan, but they haven't allowed me to see them. After multiple requests, I finally heard back. They've granted me access for 45 minutes at a secret location away from Al Bagre.
Thank you for having me today.
I want to know why these men choose the life of a violent armed group enforcer, how far their criminal syndicate extends, and if they feel any guilt for the lives they are destroying along the way. I understand that, you have control of this region. Can you tell me what comes with controlling this area? Is it controlling the drug trade, illegal gold mining? Is it collaborating?
Nosotros acá tenemos el control total de todo, porque acá se mueve todo, tanto droga como es el tema de la minería.
And out of all the gold mines in this region, what percentage of them do you have control over or power over or take money from?
Pues todas, absolutamente todas.
What's the ultimate goal when it comes to illegal gold mining? Do you want to completely just take over and own absolutely everything?
No, el objetivo es que cada quien pague lo que debe pagar, lo que corresponde para que también nosotros como organización podamos subsistir. Eso funciona como una empresa y una empresa tiene que pagar en nómina a sus trabajadores, tiene que comprar material de guerra, las platas que hay que darle a los colaboradores del gobierno, puede ser policía, ejército, alcaldes.
I mean, your business is basically extortion. I've spoke to victims who say that they've watched their friends get murdered because they refuse to pay. Is that a part of what you do too?
100%. A veces se hacen cosas que no son de su agrado.
Specifically to do with illegal gold mining, what crimes have you guys committed?
Finalmente se ha llegado al tema de homicidios, desplazamientos, no permitir que una persona trabaje en el sector. El oro genera muchos recursos, entonces el minero empieza a tener recursos, empieza a tener sus armas. Y ya cuando ellos tienen armamento y seguridad, entonces ya se quieren rebelar en contra del grupo, ahí es donde ya se aplica la ley del más fuerte.
Do you ever feel guilt, for taking people's family members away?
Sí, obvio, porque piensa uno que hoy mañana le tocará a uno, que será la familia de uno.
I think a lot of people forget that we're all human beings. Do you have any fears knowing that today could be your last day?
Pues me iba a morir, no. Más bien a la forma. Ser torturado, pero si mi muerte me pegaron 2 tiros, ya, pues, bien, no pasó nada.
Can you tell me why you guys got into the clan in the first place?
Desde pequeño ver la violencia que se vivía por ese entonces en mi entorno, mis amigos, muchos amigos murieron, la familia, familiares también muertos, la falta de gestión social del gobierno en estos territorios, la falta de oportunidades, trabajo, educación.
And once you're in a clan, how difficult is it to get out?
Acá hay una forma de salir y es muerto.
That's fucking sad to hear. Proper sad. Will there ever be peace in Colombia with the amount of drug trafficking that there is, with the amount of illegal gold mining there is, with the amount of armed groups that there is trying to control it all? Will there ever be peace here?
Mientras exista corrupción por parte del gobierno, la paz va a estar muy difícil, porque es que no va a haber inversión social, no va a haber garantías para las personas pobres y el común.
That's a pretty bleak forecast for Colombia's future if armed groups blame government corruption for getting in the way of peace, but are spending their extortion money on bribes to keep the cycle of violence going. Around 57% of young people recruited by armed groups in Colombia come from poor families. Extreme poverty in rural areas is more than 3 times as high as in the urban zones, making people desperate for work and particularly vulnerable to being drawn into Clan del Golfo's other illicit business, the production of cocaine.
Hola Pedro,
hola, ¿cómo te va? Bien.
With the armed group's permission, I'm being allowed to visit a clandestine coca lab. Accessing a lab is nearly impossible, but 20 miles south of Albagre, my local contact Pedro is taking me through stunning Colombian landscapes to a secret location. But this is no pleasure ride.
I think I was made for this kind of shit. Adventure, exploration,
and also purpose, because we're going there for a reason, to find out why these young men still choose to work in the drug trade, and what a way to get there. What a way to get there. It's a grueling trek up through steep, rugged terrain. Unlike the illegal gold mines, these coca labs are difficult to spot, concealed by dense forest. After 3 hours, we finally arrive.
Don't risque me, hermano. How are you, man? Jeez, man. You've been working hard.
First, I'm meeting the raspuchinas, or coca leaf pickers, whose job is to strip the leaves by hand, working all day in the stifling heat. It seems like a lot of effort to choose to work all the way up here, over working down in El Bagre.
So why do you choose to do this as opposed to gold mining?
Porque la minería tiene un problema, que la minería ocupa una totalidad de personas que trabajan en la máquina, que trabajan, no pueden trabajar más de ahí. De ahí para adelante tendría que enfermarse alguien para entrar uno por el puesto de él. En cambio que el cultivo de coca, todo el que llega tiene oportunidad de trabajar. Y en la mina no.
So basically, there's always a lot of work, or enough work for anybody who wants to do it. Is there any opportunities or chances for you guys to have a job which doesn't involve something that's illegal?
Trabajar en otro trabajo, un ejemplo en finca, el sueldo sería más poquito. Meterme a trabajar con el gobierno de promotor de salud, de profesor, no tengo ese estudio grande que uno debe de tener. Entonces tocaría quedarse uno en el trabajo que más plata le dé, porque hay miles de desempleados aquí en Colombia. Entonces si no hay trabajo para el que ya es licenciado, eso es lo que nos lleva a este destino.
Colombians who find illegal work in these cocaine labs face constant threat of arrest. But working with armed groups puts them at twice the risk.
Who do you fear more, the police or the military or the illegal groups?
A los grupos del gobierno se les tiene más miedo porque los grupos ilegales siempre vienen a buscar lo que se les tiene que pagar y pues se les paga y no dejan a uno seguir trabajando. Que si nos agarran la policía, total, normalmente iríamos a la cárcel aquí en Colombia. Pagaríamos lo que podíamos, nos colocarían los meses de cárcel, los años.
After picking enough coca leaves, they're bagged and lugged down to the lab to be weighed.
How much weight in total would you bring down a day? And how much you get paid, based on that weight?
Una persona que trae por ahí 80 kilos y me pagan por ahí 70,000 pesos.
£13 for 80 kilos of this stuff is absolutely insane, especially when you think about what the end user is paying for it.
The leaves are all dumped into a vat. Then the technicians begin turning them into coca paste. The process is an eye-opener.
The recreational drug cocaine that people take starts off as a leaf, strimmed up, and cement gets added. Then ammonia gets added. Then petrol gets added. Then sulfuric acid gets added. This is insane to comprehend. When it comes out in that little white powder that people take on a Saturday night to have some fun. You don't understand, number one, the work that goes into it, the hardship. Number two, the shit that actually goes into it. Fuck me.
The toxic looking brew is then processed through a press, squeezing all the liquid out of it.
Eso lo llamamos nosotros guarapo, el agua que sale ya de la gasolina. Así que está abajo.
Wow. Look at that.
Le salió bien.
Sí.
Esta es la coca. Ya de la hoja lo que se convirtió la hoja.
The thing is, I wouldn't want to be doing this work. The journey out here is treacherous, the work out here is relentless, and there is a lot of danger involved. The picking, the making, and the selling of this drug is illegal. So is the purchasing and consumption. There will never ever be any need for this without demand. And there's people around the world that are seriously demanding this drug.
And with people around the world also demanding gold, is it really all that different? My time in Colombia is coming to a close, but before I leave, there is one more thing I still need to do. I'm heading back to the illegal mine to catch the final process in extracting the gold, but heavy rain in the area has made the rivers tricky to cross.
When everyone says the life of a presenter is glamorous, they ain't got a fucking clue. Yeah! Let's go! Let's go!
I'm eager to see if Mauricio thinks all of the hard work has paid off and is happy with their end of week haul of gold.
Boys, it's been a long morning trying to get here. But I'm really excited to, hopefully see some gold at the end of this day. So what's the process now?
Recogimos todas las telas de la producción, se cargan acá, se hace una celda de cierre con barro para que el oro no se vaya a ir de para abajo y empiezan a golpearse las telas y hasta llegar al momento de sacar la producción del oro.
So when you put the mats out and you wash it down, the gold stays on the mats and everything else just washes away?
Lo más liviano se va y el oro queda sentado.
Okay, I know we've been keeping you long enough, so should we get to it?
¡Súbale un poquito! ¡Suave! ¡Suave, suave! ¡Bájale, bájale! Pero muchachos, ¿quién me ayuda a golpear la tela?
Yeah, there, look. See it, yeah?
The miners swirl the sand inside the pan to try and separate the little flakes of gold. Slowly, more and more tiny specks reveal themselves in the sun.
And how long will this process take, or do you just do it all day?
Entre 2 y 3 horas más o menos, variando el tiempo, depende de la rapidez con que la vemos.
But there is an illegal method to speed up this process, and they are clearly using it.
Let's do it.
Solo un poquito, una mínima.
Te van a meter a la cárcel por trabajar con mercurio.
It's so sad to see this, now that I know how seriously harmful mercury can be.
Is mercury dangerous?
Es inofensivo. El mercurio solo es de pronto ofensivo ya evaporado, quemado, pero mientras esté así no hace daño. No.
I know that's definitely not true, but Mauricio is not about to admit anything that could compromise his operation, so he quickly moves on to revealing what all the blood, sweat and tears of illegal gold mining is about.
En el pañuelo está el oro.
Can I hold that? Whoa, it's heavy, isn't it? Wow, it's heavy. Do you know what's mad, yeah? It's absolutely insane that this can keep all of this operation moving.
Mauricio invites me back to his HQ, where they purify the gold themselves to determine the price they can expect when selling it in town.
We're finally going to see some gold, yeah?
Ahí demora entre 4 y 5 minutos para limpiar las impurezas y listo.
So right now, we just stand back and watch the magic happen.
Ya está listo, en su valor comercial. Vamos a mirar si podemos pesar.
Let's see what this money ball's worth.
84 gramos.
So, 84 grams of that gold. What's it worth to you?
Está en promedio entre 26 y 30 millones de pesos más o menos. La producción de 2 días de trabajo.
And so, what percentage of that do you keep?
En promedio puede quedar un 60% libre. Se sacan los gastos y lo que queda libre se reparte entre los socios. Somos 3 socios, entonces hacemos la división.
Even after paying his workers and Clandel Goldfield their percentage, owning an illegal gold mine is clearly making a lot of money for Mauricio. 22 tons of gold come out of illegal mines in the wider Albagra area every year, generating a staggering amount of money.
And so this piece now, you go straight to the gold shop, they weigh it, and they hand over the cash. Job done.
Ahora es tiempo de gozar también, entonces esta noche de pronto le podemos hacer una pequeña invitación para los muchachos van a celebrar el día de hoy en la noche, entonces vamos para el Bagre y a disfrutar, a la rumba.
That seems like a great ending to all the hard work.
After a tough week of dangerous work, the miners are taking me out to Al Bagri's bright lights. With pockets full of gold, they're ready to celebrate at Andrea's nightclub. It's great to see them relaxed and having fun. But I can't shake the worry that one day the danger will catch up with them. I've also witnessed the destruction of Colombia's natural beauty through illegal mining, and I'm left wondering if anything can stop it. With the government focus on eradicating cocaine production, this seems unlikely to happen anytime soon. As a result, Clan del Golfo will continue to dominate the illicit gold trade, growing more powerful with the spoils. They clearly benefit the most, but everyone here gets a cut out of the gold's value. From the government and mine owners to gold shops and even kids on the streets of Al Bagre.
Nosotros aquí lo que hacemos es raspar la calle y sacar oro de aquí para nuestro sustento. Oro en polvo que sale a través del aire hacia afuera y nosotros los barremos, raspamos y ya ahí lo lavamos y sacamos el oro y vendemos.
Sandrine and Johnny Air make about £25 every couple of days sweeping outside the air vents of Al Bagre's gold shops. Sandrine sees this as a way out.
Y de aquí lo poquito que saquemos, pues yo creo que sí nos da para pagarlo del colegio. Mi sueño como tal sería ser una doctora, que pues desde niña siempre me ha gustado.
While Johnny Air sees it as a way in.
La minería ilegal que es una gran super oportunidad porque se le puede dar la oportunidad a personas que de verdad necesitan trabajo.
Sweeping the streets at night to pay for your education is something I can never imagine. But it goes to show how big the impact of illegal mining is on this area, even on innocent kids.
I really hope that they find other pathways to live a safe and successful life here, other than having to rely on gold. Because I've seen so much beauty in the people and natural landscapes of Colombia that to me are far more valuable.